In this tutorial, I'm going to be looking at using the AND function so that we can check two different cells at the same time. Here we've got student grades, and I need to check in this column here whether both grades are over 60%. Only if both grades are over 60% will the student pass. So how can I use the AND function to be able to check that and display the appropriate word pass or fail? Hello, so the AND function is a useful function within Microsoft Excel, and in this example what I'm going to do is use it so that we can tell whether each of these students' grades allow them to pass or fail. The scenario I've set up here is that these are percentages, and the first column, column B, is their first exam. Column C includes the percentage mark from their second exam, but in order to pass they have to get at least 60% in both exams. If they get 61% in one exam and 59% in another, they will not pass, they will fail. So in this cell here, E2, I'm going to enter a formula which will use the AND function that will look at both of these other two marks and check to see whether they are both greater than 60, and if they are, then it will display the word pass. But if either one of these is not over 60, then in this cell it will display fail. So to begin with, we're going to type the equals symbol. All formulas and functions, of course, have to begin with equals. And because this is asking a question whether something is true or not, we have to start with the if function. So equals if something is true, then do this, otherwise do something else. So if both of these two cells are over 60% or over 60, then display pass, otherwise display fail. Now, of course, with the function, we always have to put a bracket straight after the function word. So equals if, but here we are not just testing one thing, we're testing two things. And they both have to be true for this to work. So we start this with the AND function. Now, as I said, whenever you type a function, which is a word, such as if, and, sum, average, these are all function words. As soon as you type in a function word, you have to open a bracket and give it something to work with. So we've got equals if, and then we need to find out what it is that we're looking at, and then we've got the function word and we've opened brackets, because inside these brackets we're going to put our two separate checks. Now the first one is whether this value is greater than 60 or more, basically greater than 59. If it's greater than 59, then it's 60 or more, of course. So I'm going to click on this cell, and then I'm going to use the greater than sign, that one, and then type in 59. So the first thing I'm looking for is whether B2 is greater than 59. That's the first thing. Then I put the comma in, and I'm going to put the second thing. Now the second thing is whether C2, we can't quite see it here, but C2 is greater than 59. So I've got the AND function here, and then in brackets I've got two checks separated with a comma. In fact, I can close those brackets now, that bit's done. So the two checks are whether B2 is greater than 59 and also whether C2 is greater than 59. Now this function here, AND, looks at this question here, looks at this little test, and then it looks at this test. And if both of them are true, if both B2 and C2 are greater than 59, then it will produce the value true. However, if either one of these turns out to be false, then the AND function will produce the result false. Now I can leave it as that, as simply a true and false statement. However, I want to display the word pass or fail, which is why I've got the if function in here. So I now need to type a comma and type in whatever I want to display if these are both true. And that's going to be the word pass. And because it's a word and not a function, of course, it has to go in speech marks. So that is what's going to be displayed if the result of this AND function here is true. But what about if either one of them are false? Well, in this case, we will display the word fail. There we go. Now check your brackets. We've got 2 open brackets, 1, 2. We've got 1 closed bracket so far, so let's not forget to close our if bracket. So there's our formula. Before I press enter, let's just make sure we're clear on this. It's asking equals if both this and this are true, then display the word pass. Otherwise, display the word fail. So that's basically what this formula is saying. If I press enter, we can say that this particular student, Andrew, has passed, because of course both of these 2 grades are 60 or more. Let's replicate this formula down. Let's go all the way down to the bottom here. There we are, and we can now see those students who have passed, and we can also see those who have failed. You see you've got a fail here. Chris has failed because although this is greater than 59, this one is not. This is equal to 59. And don't forget that in order to pass, they had to be 60 or more. So this cell here equals if both of these things are true, and that is that B4 is greater than 59 and C4 is greater than 59. Because one of those failed, the AND function automatically flags up a failure. And so in that case, the result that is displayed is the second of these 2 text strings. We can see again down here, Faith has failed because while this was greater than 59, this was not, and so on. George has failed on one of them as well. So that's a simple way of using the AND function to check 2 different cells at the same time. And although in this case we were doing the same check on both of these 2 cells, that doesn't necessarily have to be the case. We can put any check we like in the first half of this function and any check we like in the second half. We could be checking whether a cell is blank or not, whether it contains something or not, whether it contains the word true or false, whether it contains a name, whether it is equal to a particular value. We can do any check we like, and you can check any 2 cells you like, and then generate either a true or false, or you can be a little bit more specific and ask for it to display a more meaningful text string. I hope that's useful. If that was useful, please consider giving this video a thumbs up. There are lots more videos like this, so please also feel free to subscribe. And of course, if you think that it could be a useful video for other people, then always go for the share function. Thank you very much, and I'll see you in the next video.